obviously coming back into the company in a major role like this, there's a lot of pressure on you, and the company's in a position where a lot needs to be done to try and rebuild it. This is a unique opportunity for you in that you're going to be one of the central figures going forward here. What sort of pressure did you feel walking out that night, knowing that as this company moves forward, they're kind of putting you in the middle of the chess game as one of the players that they're going to start to build around?
It's a good point. I don't know that I felt pressure so much. I think if anything, it continued to motivate me, and reinvigorate me, coming off of where I was, where I didn't really have a lot of the creative freedoms. I didn't have a lot of the input. I didn't really get to be myself. To have a company like this really, entrust in me and say, hey, we want Austin Aries for Austin Aries. We believe in what you do. We believe in how you want to do business, and to be a central figure to help, try to help this company turn things around. I take a lot of pride in that, and I'm going to go out there and work my ass off to try to deliver. But I've always felt that I probably work better under pressure. So I think for me it was just going out there and not really knowing exactly. Again, the impact zone can be an interesting barometer, of fans. So I wasn't sure exactly how I'd be received, but the reception was good. I know maybe it didn't sound that way on the television show. When you're doing some post commentary, sometimes you can kind of lose the feel of the energy that was in that place. But there was a lot of energy in there. I was happy to be welcomed back with open arms, and also just happy to have a team of guys who believe in what I can bring to the table, and are kind of put me in a position to help this company really turn things around. So I'm excited and grateful for the opportunity.
New Zealand Pro Wrestling Informer. My question to you pertains to your schedule in wrestling all around the world. I know you hold a number of championships. You've got the Defiant Championship in the UK, championships in Australia. So you're probably pretty well placed to answer this in terms of what do you think is the state of the professional wrestling business in general in 2018 on a worldwide scale?
It's as good as I've ever seen it. I've been doing this 17 years, and for a lot of that, I was making my name on the independent scene. So, when I was free and clear to go start taking bookings, I was really surprised and really happy and excited to see just how strong and how vibrant the pro wrestling scene is across the globe. And again, I attest that a lot to social media and the internet, which has just really shrunken everything globally. To where, again, I'm going to be going to New Zealand here in the next month. I've been, the World Series Wrestling Champion, so I'm going to be returning to Australia. Just went to Peru. I'm going to be going to Chile. I've had offers to go a bunch of places. I haven't been able to fit my schedule yet. So it shows me that there's a market there. There's a fan base there that want to see an alternative to what they've been given, and they want to see pro wrestlers pro wrestling. And I think that there's a lot of guys who are recognizing that and say this is really maybe the first time where, as an independent wrestler, you can go out and make a great living. You could make a living before, and you can maybe make a good living, but you can go make a great living now traveling the world, and there's enough quality promotions who are trying to do things the right way that give guys the opportunity to go out and do that. And, for someone like myself, who values a certain sense of freedom, who values the artistic expression I get to have, I couldn't be happier right now with the landscape of professional wrestling, and being someone who's trying to bridge a lot of those places together, because I think, again, companies are seeing if they work together, that there's a pretty big pie that can be baked and everybody can have a nice slice instead of fighting over the crumbs, which is kind of the old philosophy of what wrestling's been held back with for a number of years.
You may now ask your question.
Austin, Jim Barcelone with MiamiHerald.com. Was wondering, you mentioned about freedom and creativity. I was wondering, what was your time like then in WWE, and what did you learn or take from your experiences there?
It was a great experience, and I'll always be grateful for the opportunity. And obviously,
muted.
The other side of it's put me in a great position. Definitely raised my notoriety, and I did learn a lot of things there. But that's a very corporate structure, and with that comes a lot of layers, and they have a certain way to do things, and I'm certainly not going to argue with it because they're very successful in what they do. But just like anything else, I was using the analogy. McDonald's sold 1 billion hamburgers, and they're worldwide, and there's not a country you can go to on the globe where you don't see the imprint of McDonald's. But there's other places to eat food, and not everybody likes McDonald's, even though that they're the most popular and they're the biggest. Doesn't necessarily mean they're the best. And that comes down to personal preference. And so for me, going there was an opportunity to see how things are done at that scale, with their philosophy, and I definitely learned from it. I definitely benefit from it. And if the situation was right, I'd entertain the opportunity to go back. But right now, I'm really enjoying my life right now with having the freedoms to be able to go and do these things. And it's funny because this country, especially, we talk about freedom, we talk about independence, which is like one of the big things that this country is founded on. And yet, somewhere along the way with professional wrestling, if you're an indie wrestler, that has this negative connotation, like you're not quite good enough, or you're not quite in the big leagues. But yet, I would think if you ask anybody who has a 9-to-5 job or is beholden to the man, if they could have more independence in their life, they would surely take it, and they'd probably give up a lot of things to have that. So, to have some independence, to be able to kind of make my own schedule, to stay a couple of extra days in Peru and go hike Machu Picchu, to stay a few extra days in Australia and in New Zealand to actually enjoy the experience. Those things are important to me, and right now the professional wrestling scene is providing that, and it's a great thing.